Let's start off talking about the readiness, preparedness to work in the new normal.
Well, it's going to be a challenge. Certainly, the situation is changing so rapidly. We realize that the first monitor was such an underestimate, and the latest information we have is something like just in this quarter, a 10% reduction in working time, which is equivalent to 305 million jobs, full-time jobs lost. This is an issue that is touching every country, every society at this point, not just Sri Lanka, not just the big economies, but every single one. So the solutions really have to be a collective one of solidarity, where the interests of the globe and the society as a whole is tackled. I think it would be very unfair that only individual countries are left to figure solutions out for themselves. Yes, the solutions need to be absolutely contextualized to each country, but it has to be done in the nature of global solidarity. By this I mean, seriously, the financial side of things. How are we going to afford this? So many people that are unemployed, or businesses that are down or have been shut down and need to start up, and they're desperate to seek loans and finances or whatever. Where's that money going to come from? There's going to need a real discussion in global solidarity to be able to finance the recovery and to look alternatively as well, whether certain things can be redirected and reprioritized from within existing monetary policy. Now, I do think this provides a real opportunity for countries, including Sri Lanka, to be thinking of how they want to reshape the economy. Where do they want to put all their energy and focus? You know, it was quite diverse, the economy of Sri Lanka, which may be a blessing. You could actually build off of the diversity. You didn't have all of your eggs in, say, for example, the manufacturing basket. Some countries, unfortunately, have, for example, the garment sector. You know, their entire economies depend. Cambodia's and Bangladesh's, they depend on garments. Here, it wasn't such a heavy thing. There was already quite a spread in terms of agriculture, some in manufacturing, some in services. But I think the idea was, let's do something about tourism. Let's get the tourism sector going pre-COVID times. Now, it's unfortunately a bit of a wake-up call, because the tourism sector, especially international tourism, is probably going to be one of the slowest to recover and come back to the way it used to be. So we need to be thinking of the new normal. Maybe the model is not anymore the hotels and packing everyone into these places and packed restaurants and packed bars and beach parties and things of that nature. And maybe it's not backpacker type of tourism, but maybe it's something much more organic. It's going to really take a lot of out-of-box thinking.
There's a lot of fear going back to work. What would our workplace be like as we return to work? What would the streets be like? What would it be like to engage with one another?
Well, certainly the health and safety, physical distancing, hygiene measures should be put in place. I mean, that's the bare minimum. And of course, also coordination with the health authorities. So you shouldn't have a clandestine operation and people don't know, the authorities don't know that you are bringing people back. I think a staggered approach where people can telework, let them telework. But one aspect that I think we need, and there is a focus already, but we need to focus even more on, is this psychosocial aspect. Mm-hmm. It is a fear. I must say that when I first walked out during lockdown and you see these images and the roads are absolutely empty in Colombo, and this was a thriving, bustling city just the day before, it's quite daunting. So the psychosocial thing, this fear that the human beings you're dealing with might be the people that are actually, infecting you. This is something very real, and so it's very important to recognize it, to offer the right psychosocial care, and there are hotlines and there are professionals that can offer that, to educate on those things so that you recognize what you're feeling and why you're feeling it.